Wake up dancing, wake up dancing, wake up dancing. Harv Roman's gonna make you dance. Wake up dancing, wake up dancing, wake up dancing. Wake up, Harv Roman's gonna make you dance.
That's me. And before he produced music for Johnny O for the new album, Anthony Gibbs produced that little jingle for Harv Roman. That was the jingle for Wake Up Dancing way back when we were doing Wake Up Dancing on Friday mornings at 88.7 FM in Chicago, WLUW Radio. Right now, this is exclusive to wakeupdancing.com. My name is Harv Roman. This is the weekend that Cynthia comes back to Chicago. The first time she landed was 20 years ago. She is not only celebrating the 20th anniversary of coming to Chicago and appearing on WCYC for the first time, it is also Cynthia's birthday weekend. She's 40 years old, and we're going to celebrate by having an entire Wake Up Dancing program devoted to the freestyle princess known as Cynthia. From Micmac to Robbins to Timber Tommy Boy to the Legends of Style, her voice has been one of the very, very unique voices in the whole freestyle movement, which began in the mid-'80s and even continues to this day, with its peak probably in the early 90s, late 80s, and then it kind of phased out a little bit. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the career of Cynthia, who first set foot in WCYC studios in 1988, and she appears now in 2008 at the club formerly known as the Prime and Tender Nightclub, 63rd in Harlem. It is now Studio 63. And we will celebrate this weekend the 20th anniversary of Cynthia's 20th birthday. That's a nice way to put it. This is what it sounded like 20 years ago when she was barely 20.
Yeah, really. Turn up your radio 90.5 and blast it out the window. We're on 26 here. Let me hit my in-studio guest introduction music and make it all that more official. Don't turn it up too loud, and we'll get some serious feedback. Huh? Oh, cool. You know how else you can listen? You can turn up that second knob up there. Way up there, yeah. There you go. No, the other one. Hear it? Isn't that cool? It's like Elvis is coming. Oh, well. So much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, in studio right now, to my immediate left, at 90.5 FM, is Cynthia, who has no last name. It's one of those weird things. But it's cool, because I'll have a last name. It'll be for the both of us. Could you be Roman for today? Just be Roman, okay? Cynthia is here. She just came back from a hectic day at Imports. Tell us about it, boy. I called Imports. I was looking for you. And they told me like there was 8 zillion people there.
8 zillion.
Humongous. It was like.
Seriously, they told me there was too many.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, they told me there were too many people there and that I couldn't talk to you because there was too many people. I told them, but I'm Harv. And I said, I don't care. It didn't matter. So anyway, that's what's happening. Cynthia, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you.
Having fun here?
Oh, yes.
Do you see the Sears Tower?
Yeah, I did.
See how big it is?
Yeah.
It's really big. There's a John Hancock building right next to it. Did you see that?
We saw it from the cab, remember?
Yeah, we saw it from the cab. We were going to Imports, and we saw it from the cab.
$40 cab.
I remember how that was because I used to cab in like
Cabs
guests.
are not the same like in New York.
They charge you extra.
What's the difference now?
What, the cabs?
Yeah, the cabs.
What?
They're so expensive out here.
When we paid, we could have bought airfare back to New York.
No, well, it's
we
usually.
just kept counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. There, it changed. 1, 2, 3. It changed. The fare, it just.
Every 3 seconds, and
In New York is a solid
We have to
price.
appreciate the cab drivers in New York.
But you guys are always bugging the cab drivers in New York, and now you're not going to do that once you get back.
Assalamu alaikum, like, we like it.
No, well, see, you guys were coming from out of Chicago, so it costs more money if you're from out of
I think
Chicago.
we had that meet on high speed or something like that.
It costs more money. Who turned on the weather? Anyway, it costs more money to come into the city than it does to come out of the city. Because I paid before. That's why I was hustling to get you guys a ride because I didn't want to pay for a cab. Not a Chicago cab, especially. Well, I won't name any names. So, Cynthia, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
By the way, Cynthia at the Odeum tonight. I hope you're excited about that.
I really am.
They've been going nuts for these tickets everywhere. They've
Yeah.
been going crazy for
Are
the
you
tickets.
going tickets for them over the year?
Yeah, we're doing tickets. We'll do it in a little while because they don't call unless you say the word free. I'm serious.
Free.
Once you say free, the phones go crazy. Other than that, unless they want to say a silly dedication like
Oh no.
to Albert from Tino.
A silly
Truco to truca.
Yeah, exactly. No nicknames or Wilson. If you're at the Ramada, what's up? They're on the radio and you're not. That's from Hector and everybody else. Okay, since they don't have a whole lot of time, let me introduce everybody that's here. Hector Laguilo, is that how you say it?
Yes, very good.
He's the booking agent. He's over there. Look really hard.
Yes.
Okay. Also, Jean Latre. Latour? Are you French, really?
Yeah, really.
He is the road manager. I took care of him earlier. I talked to him. Carlos Reyes is here also.
Hi.
He's the dancing dude.
The mean machine.
And Wilson Vasquez is still at the hotel waiting for everybody to show up over there. But we do want to say a special hello for him. And just in case you're listening, and if not, we're recording this on tape. So we'll check this out. But the big wing ding of a thing, recording artist from Micmac Records who made her way from New York to Chicago to perform tonight at the Odeum is here. And we'll talk to her for a couple of minutes. So then, we've heard your record. It's one of those records that everybody seems to like. How is it doing, though, everywhere else, not only here in the city? Here in the city, it is a popular record.
Well, since it came out in February, it was
It's
happening.
been out that long?
Yeah, it's been happening really good, for the past 4 months. But lately, it's going down now. Everyone wants a second record, and that's what I'm performing today. My new song. Thank you.
Well, no, dear. That will be the first time you performed a new single?
Yeah,
Or have you
I'm
been
gonna
performing
perform. I'm gonna perform my new single. It's not quite completed yet, but I'm gonna, give everyone a taste of it tonight.
But of course, you also do Change on Me,
Yeah, most definitely. You
is-
can't forget that.
which is the big hit. Let's talk about the roots of Cynthia. A lot of the roots, where are you coming from? And how you got involved in singing and making records. You look young.
I'm 20.
So you are young.
Yeah.
So, and the record was out in February. So you probably were working on it when you were still 19 or so.
Yes.
So we ask, how do you get involved doing music? You're just a young person, probably in college or something.
Well, yeah. I've been singing since I was 12, but professionally since last year, about June or July. A friend of mine who has a record out, Sapphire, hooked me up with a producer, Mickey Garcia and Elvin Molina.
Right.
And I auditioned for them, and it just took its course from there. They gave me a song, and that song wasn't really good for me, so
No, I don't want it.
No, I didn't say it like that, but I just had trouble with it, so my road manager and I decided to do another song. When we wrote the lyrics for it, and the producers just hooked up the music for it, and that's when Change on Me came from. And that's how my career started.
Cool. So you did backup for Sapphire.
No, I didn't do
did
backup.
not do backup.
No, we were just friends. We used to have a group, and the third member of the group, she was like troublesome. So we, all three of us split up.
Troublesome.
Yeah. And Sapphire went on her own.
And she did well.
She did, yeah, she's doing excellent now. And after she got kind of like, what would you say, relaxed in the business or well known in the business, that's when she hooked me up with Mickey Garcia.
And you're following in her footsteps, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, because she is doing well. And as a matter of fact, she has something out right now that again, Chicago seems to...
oh boy, I've been told, her new one.
Yeah, go nuts for. Is this the music that you're most interested in, the dance music?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Are you hoping maybe to do a like Deborah Gibson type thing and cross over and do some things?
I really would like to do that. I'm interested in
rock and roll stuff. How about a ballad?
Oh, that's most definite.
So
well, I'm working on an album that's coming out next year, so I'm working on a couple of more singles now and a ballad.
Will it also be a Micmac record?
Yeah.
I have trouble saying Micmac. What's the origin? No, I know that, but I'm like Melmac or something.
Melmac.
No, I'm just...
Sounds like a stockbrokerage.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm just asking, just for the heck of it.
Mickey Garcia.
It's Mickey. Well, the reason why he picked Micmac is because he likes Big Macs. That's why. He said, I love Big Mac, so I might as well call it Micmac for Mickey.
Mickey and Mac.
Yeah.
Micmac. Right.
Insights.
Hey!
Let's hear it for the burgers.
That's the inside story, which you won't get anywhere else but here. Micmac means Mickey Garcia likes Big Macs. I was just wondering.
She's bringing a cassette back to New York regarding that, right?
I know, right?
He's going to get mad. That's what happened.
Yeah, I told you like Big Macs.
Now, when you were 12 years old, what type of things were you doing in terms of starting to sing? Are you talking church singing or talent shows or
No,
school
I used to do
choruses?
I used to do talent shows and all that, perform in school plays.
Did you win?
Yeah. Beauty contests and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and play the song, because I know you guys are in a rush. You got to do a sound check and stuff.
Yeah, for the Odeum tonight.
You know the party people.
Everyone has to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. the town turn. Oh, well, anyway, I'll tell you what, we're going to play the song so we can come back and chat just a little bit more, maybe talk to everybody else just a little bit. If you want to get a hold of Cynthia here, the number is 762-2400, 762-2400. Now it's time for us to say the word free.
Free.
And that's
One, two,
There it is.
That's supposedly when everybody seems to go crazy around. He's like, man, free. Okay, I think I'll call. So we'll do what's like your favorite number right now?
My number?
Yeah.
Favorite number.
Not a 3-digit number or anything.
689,000.
6.
All right, the 6th caller, 762-2400, wins a free pass for 2 to the Super Concert Dance Party featuring Cynthia in concert with the Super League DJ T-Man and Julian Perez. That's tonight, September the 10th from 7:30 p.m. at the Odeum Stadium. That's located at 1033 North Villa Avenue in Villa Park, Illinois. And that is brought to you by Party People Incorporated, Midnight Illusion, Suburban Heat, and the 90.5 FM, WCYC, Little Village, Chicago. Just make sure you get the 6 callers. When 12 different people answer the phone, you get 12 different winners.
Cynthia wants to pick up the phone.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, let Cynthia answer the phone. Here, I'll get out of the way. I'll play your song, and you can talk to some of your people.
Cynthia, what's that?
And we'll talk a little bit more with Cynthia and Hector and everybody else, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, we can talk a little bit here.
Yeah, so we can rush out of here. 456 in the big city of Wynn. Remember, caller number 6 picks up the free pass for 2 unless she gets really generous. And we do some more, and Charlie will be real happy about that. Okay, well, this is the song that everybody seems to be talking about. This is Cynthia Micmac Records. Yeah, Mickey Garcia loves Big Macs, and just to prove it, he put Cynthia on a record, and she'll be back, and we'll talk a little bit more. This is the song that has Chicago jumping and everybody else sings on me. 90.5 FM, WCYC, and I think we've got our 6th call.
Love you
she is here. I just have to turn up the pot just a little bit. We just listened. Yes, we are.
Hi.
Yes, we are. We just finished listening to Judy Torres' Love Story.
I knew I was listening.
Good song. It kills, man. It kills. All these artists with the last name of Torres, they always seem to
I don't know.
come up with good stuff. I mean, there's Liz Torres. There's Judy Torres. There's all. Do you know any?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, there are. I don't know. There's so many of them. There's so many that I just forget. There's an alderman in Chicago that was like Manuel Torres. It's
That
so.
name sounds familiar.
Manuel Torres?
Yeah.
He was an alderman, but he lost the last election. So he's out. He's out. So how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
It's hot over here.
You want to talk about hot? Today was like in 95 degrees.
That's how it is over there?
Yeah, 95 degrees in Chicago. It's hot. It's muggy. Today at North Avenue Beach, they did the best of the beach competition with the Bulls, the Bears, and the Blackhawks, and they all went off like in volleyball and basketball and canoeing and tug of war. The Blackhawks won for the second year in a row.
Sounds exciting.
But that's nothing. That's not why we called you. You know why I originally called you, but you were not there anymore. You left. You must have moved.
I got a new apartment. That's why.
What did you do? Are you like living in Texas now or something?
No, I live on this island in New York. It's called Roosevelt Island, and it's like you just have to cross the river on a tram. You ever see one of those trams, those cable cars?
Yeah.
You cross over one of those things, and that's where I live at.
Why did you decide to move into an island?
Because it's nice. It's just a secluded area. It's quiet, and it's like you're in a different world there, away from the city traffic and everything like that. Because I can't take the traffic. I go crazy.
Did Carlos and Wilson move in with you?
Oh no, they're still in the Bronx.
They held their roots.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, the original reason we had called was like Thief of Heart came out. So it's a new single on Mick, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I had planned on debuting it, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I don't remember exactly when. Then I got a call. It's like, could you play Change on Me? Then I got a call. Could you play Endless Nights? Then I got a call. Can you play Holding On? And this was before I played Thief of Heart. And I'm like, wait a minute. These people are going Cindy crazy. So I figured we'd call you and we'd talk to you and you'd say, wow, they played 4 of my songs in a row. Which is what we ended up doing. But, gee, she was somewhere in an island somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's too bad. And I guess there was a rumor that you were in the city last weekend as well.
Yeah, I was. I was like in Indiana, and it was like the border. I think that's the border of Chicago. You're near it. So yeah, I played in this club called Union Hall.
Right.
It was okay. It was quiet out there.
A lot of people there?
Nah.
Yeah, we heard stories about it, and then we never saw flyers, we never saw posters. We figured it was canceled.
Well, I guess they didn't do much promotion for that. That's why. It was like something closed circuit. The guy who promoted the show just sent out flyers, and that's it. No radio promotion or anything like that.
Oh, that's too bad. That's very smart. When you're promoting parties, never use radio. Never get posters. Never get flyers. I mean, you'll never get people in the place.
You have to get the radio.
So what else have you been up to?
Nothing. Waiting for the new single to come out, which is Thief of Heart.
Right.
I'm going back in the studio this week to re-record Change on Me because they're gonna release a new mix on it.
Holy moly.
I have to do that. And otherwise, today I was just hanging out, watching a baseball game, and I'm at a barbecue right now, my family's barbecue.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're at a payphone, so you're really sweating really badly.
Yep. I'm in a park. I'm in some tennis courts, and they have payphones inside here. So.
Oh, well, then thanks for calling because you could have been at a barbecue.
Hey, anytime, Harv, anytime.
But, no, I'm not going to hang up on her. Sally's going, don't hang up!
I have this dog, Doberman, staring at me. I don't know why, because I'm right in front of this room that it's locked, and he thinks I'm trying to break in or something.
Do you have, like, meat in your hands or something?
No.
Like a sandwich?
No, I have nothing. My skin, that's what it wants.
Well, Cindy, here's another interesting question now that we have you on the phone. We had, long ago, you told us that there was going to be a ballad on the album called Holding On.
Right.
So as soon as the album came out, we grabbed it and we carted it up, and it's been going crazy over here. The question is, when might somebody be able to pick it up as a single rather than the album?
Well, are you asking me when they're going to plan a release?
Yeah, will it be released?
It will be released, but as far as when, I have no idea because, as I said, Thief of Heart is going to be the next one. And I think they might release the other dance song that's on the album, which is called Every Time I Look at You.
Right.
Or the remix of Change on Me.
Thief of Hearts. You said you never let me go. You broke my heart. You promised me you never leave me from the start. And all the dreams I have for you went much too far. You're a thief of remembering the moments we had. How could they slip away? You promised me a love so true. It had to end this way. I can't imagine you'd be so cruel to play me like a game. It seems the love I thought we had could never be the same. But oh, how I loved you so. With words, I tried to let you know. Now it's time for me to make a brand new start. The scars you left behind are hurting in my heart. Thief of hearts, you said you never let me go. You broke my heart. You promised me you never leave me from the start. And all the dreams I have for you went much too far. You're a thief of hearts, thief of hearts. You said you never let me go. You broke my heart. You promised me you never leave me from the start. And all the dreams I have for you went much too far. You're a thief of hearts. Caring like a fool, I gave it all to you, expecting in return a love so new and true. You cheated and you lied your way right from the start. So don't expect the place to be right in my heart. Why did you have to leave? You said you never leave. Broke my heart. You promised me you never leave me from the start.
You know what happened to us yesterday, Harv? We went to this club and they stole our coats. Oh, can you believe that?
Like your coats?
We had leather, all of us had leather coats on, and they stole it.
And what did Mr. Promoter say?
It was incredible. We're getting reimbursed for it, definitely.
But they were personal coats, man.
That's right.
It's like losing your underwear or something. They just can't rip off your underwear.
It was incredible. They broke into the dressing room. The doors were locked. They just broke the glass. That's how New York is. They broke the glass and stuck their hand, opened the knob, came in and took the jackets. Now the thing is, everybody had leather jackets. Like 6 people. I went with Judy Torres and everybody, and it was like 8 of us, and we all had leather jackets, and they only took 3 of them.
Why?
Now how stupid can a robber be? Right?
Hey,
Why
from
take
New
out
York,
3
Cynthia.
coats and you got all those other leather coats there?
Well, they're from New York. You
I
know,
mean, give me a break, right? Just take all of them instead. Like, come on.
it's not as well, okay, now let's do one of these things. Attention, Chicago. There are 3 leather jackets missing. 3 brown leather jackets. What?
Black.
3 black leather jackets.
I love leather. When they took, I was heartbroken.
Remember, 3 leather jackets. If you see 3 leather jackets, report them to the radio station or dial 762-2400. Okay, does that affect your performance when somebody's ripped your stuff off and now you've got to sing and dance?
No, well, I didn't know until the end. I mean, it didn't...
Surprise!
Surprise, right? Oh, no.
Oh, well, it's 5 o'clock over here. I've got an hour left in the Saturday afternoon special. Well, I'll talk to Pablo, Mr. Promoter for the AC Club, and see if maybe you could just, like, stop in for a few minutes on Saturday. You and Gene the Jelly Bean, what's he doing?
You want to speak to him?
Is he there?
Yeah.
What's up? Where are you guys at? The dancers are there, too?
Yeah, you want to say hi to them?
Can you shove some cookies through the phone?
Oh, my God. I'll put you on the speakerphone and then let everyone say hi to you.
That would be cool.
Okay, hold on.
This is better than Hypnotic. This is, no, because then I'm going to have to start the...
They're coming. Be ready for this. Uh-oh. Ready? Hold on.
Don't swear.
Wait.
Attention, don't swear.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, they're going to say hi to you, okay?
Gene Jelly Bean.
Harv, live from New York City. What's going on?
Wilson.
Huh?
Wilson. Is he there?
Wilson. What's up, Harv?
Carlos, Wilson, Cindy, Gene Jelly Bean.
Yo, what's up, Harv? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Live from New York City.
Hey, that's
We'll
my...
be back in Chicago to rock the house, so be ready.
That's messed up what happened to your jackets, man. That would have never happened in Chicago.
Yeah, tell them about this spinning.
They would have stole your limo.
Yeah, they call it. Okay, Harv. We need some jackets. Yo, $800 worth of CYC.
So, like, where could they send these jackets to? P.O. Box.
Setting up to your attention.
Okay, see, if you got a leather jacket for Cynthia or Wilson or Carlos or Gene the Jelly Bean, send it to 2801 South Ridgeway Avenue. We'll forward it to them. It'll be so cool. They'll have jackets. Then when they're here the 18th, now all of you are going to be here the 18th, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, they're off to speak.
Chicago, we need jackets. Take any donations.
Is it cold?
Thank you very much. We'll see you there soon. Freezing.
Is it cold over there? Is it like really cold?
Party over here.
Is it cold over there, man?
It's freezing over here.
Have you got your heat on?
Yeah.
Have you got your furry slippers on?
No.
Oh, darn.
I walk around barefoot. I don't wear slippers. I hate slippers.
But what happens if you bang your foot into something?
Then I bang it. I hate slippers.
It's painful. You can't dance. Oh, hey, listen, I took some pictures of you last time. I've already mailed them to you. But explain the boots. You had like little heads on the boots.
Heads?
Yeah, little, I don't know.
Oh, colors.
I don't know. It was like
Were they black patent leather boots that had like red and yellow?
Yeah, it was like a little cartoon on there.
Yeah, those are like, you know how people get sweaters with varsity letters on it?
You got boots?
From college? Yeah, I got them where I work at, so.
And you wore them?
Yeah.
The exposure.
They're cool, right?
They were. I liked them. I didn't notice until I saw the pictures.
Send me some.
Which are on the
I get a discount in my job, so you know. I got. How much are they? Huh? How much are they? How much? I got them for.
Never seem to make you happy, though heaven knows I try. What does it take to please you? Tell me just how I can satisfy you, baby. You're driving me wild. Break up to make up, that's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. Break up to make up, that's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. When I come home from working, you're on the phone, talking about how bad I treat you. Now tell me I'm wrong. wake up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. Wake up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game.
But you don't have any dances in New York. Chicago, definitely. California, you got Texas, Florida. You know, those markets are just really catering to my kind of music
Yeah,
and other
well,
artists.
Once again, I have to be disappointed that your own hometown isn't happening with it. But it's happening in Chicago, and you're coming back.
And that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
And I'm coming, next week I'll be back there.
Yeah, less than a month after doing the Riv, you're back, I believe, at Discovery in the suburbs.
Right.
And Club Boston.
Club Boston, yeah.
On the southwest side of the city, which is one of your first stomping grounds that go back.
Back.
Yeah. Well, I think it's neat because at some point as an artist you grow and maybe you're not able to come back and do the neighborhood clubs because you're so big.
Right.
And when I heard that you were doing Club Boston, I said, well, this is so cool. It may not be the biggest club, but it's right there, and the core listener or Cynthia fan that lives in that area will now have easy access to you.
Well, that sounds good. So you know I will be hanging out there.
Yeah, well, I hope
So.
so. I hope so, and it's going to be a weekend too, so...
Yeah, I think it's a holiday weekend because Monday I don't think there's any school.
Yeah, what is it, President's Day or something like that?
Yeah, one of the presidents, one of his birthdays.
Yeah, always some kind of holiday.
But we have to go out to dinner.
Yeah, well,
you know where I want to go, too.
And you'll be that much closer when you're at Club Boston.
Thank you. What's the name of the place again?
Lalo's.
Lalo's.
You
Oh
just
my
fell in
God.
love with Lalo's years ago, and you're still able to come in and enjoy
I'm going there.
the
You know
fine
that.
Mexican cuisine at Lalo's. And again, that's where it becomes refreshing that you haven't changed. So I can't ask you that musical question, why did you have to change on me? Because you didn't. You stayed basically as you were.
Yeah.
And that's cool, and I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate everything you guys have done for me over there.
It's not always that way with these artists when they become big stars. And they can't
I
call
mean,
you
I may
back.
not be able to keep in contact like I used to a lot, because of all the stuff they have me doing over here. But believe me, you guys are like definitely in thought, and every time I get to go out to Chicago, I would always give you guys a buzz.
Exactly.
But you know what sucks? That every time I go to Chicago, I'm there for like one day, and then I gotta fly out the next day.
Well, this time it's different.
Well, this time I'm there for 2 days, so I have to take advantage of that.
This time it's a weekend, and the fan can still get in contact with you. You've got the Cynthia Fan Club happening again.
Yeah.
There's in Carroll Fever Management.
Fever Management.
P.O. Box 219, Yonkers, New York 10710. That is Fever Management, P.O. Box 219, Yonkers, New York 10710. You never get tired of opening the envelopes, do you?
Nah, not at all.
That is so cool because you've inspired plenty of people.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Well, they look up to you. We talked about this before, trying to do some things with young people at the Boys and Girls Clubs. When they go into my office and they see pictures of us together or me with some of the guys that we know, kids get a kick out of that because usually they might hear your song, they might see a video, they might see a cassette, but to know somebody who actually, knows you and then can tell stories about you, I mean, the kids are always curious about that.
That's nice. Thank you. Well,
Now,
I'm going to be dropping by there when I go.
I hope that can be arranged.
Yes.
And if it can be, that would be perfect. And if not, then I always understand. But
I'm going to try my best to make it over there.
it's a kid thing. All right, before we get out of here, because I know you're paying the phone bill, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go through some of the music that you've done throughout the years, and you kind of give me thoughts in terms of certain of these songs. We already talked about Change on Me. Then the next big one was Endless Night.
Right.
And that one's the one that kind of put you over in terms of establishing you, because I guess a lot of times with an artist, they can figure that maybe you're going to be a one-hit wonder.
Right.
But Endless Night.
Yeah, Endless Night did significantly well. It did really good. And I was pretty happy with it. Very, very happy with the production of the song. And it opened up a lot of new markets for me because Change on Me was really an underground record, an underground club record. And then Endless Nights became more of radio. So that's when it started opening up the doors, as far as radio play.
And then you did a song like Thief of Heart,
which was my #1 record in New York City for 3 weeks. And that definitely opened up more doors, more markets for me in other areas.
So out of all your songs, which one would you consider to be the most successful?
Dream Boy, Dream Girl.
Wake up. Wake up dancing. Wake up dancing. Wake up dancing. Harv Roman's gonna make you dance. Wake up dancing. Wake up dancing. Wake up, Harv Roman's gonna make you dance.
That's me, www.wakeupdancing.com. That is where you have logged into. My thanks for that. My thanks also for Cynthia. We're only halfway through, and we've only heard bits that have covered 1988 when she talked about being the 20-year-old who was just now getting her start in the music business. Her first visit to WCYC Radio 90.5 FM was in 1988. They talked about Thief of Heart as a new single upcoming, Holding On, which I wanted to be my wedding song, but I couldn't find somebody to marry me. That was from 1989. We also went to 1989 when we talked to her on the Celebrity Hotline as their coats were stolen. It was reported on 90.5 FM first. And then we went to 1995 to talk about the state of dance music in New York and some thoughts that she had about some of the songs that she had previously released. And now we're about to get into the mid-90s and then eventually the next millennium as she went to work at Robbins Entertainment and got some music out on there. But what we have to remind you, the reason that we're doing this for about an hour and a half, it's Wake Up Dancing's tribute to Cynthia and the ties that we have had for the last 20 years, beginning with that first in-studio visit in 1988 and continuing throughout each radio home that I've been to. Yep, she appeared on 90.5 FM, 88.7 FM, 1240, the Hot Jam Show AM, the 1450 Show AM, were the club kids, and she continues to be such a force in the business, and she celebrates 20 years in the business at Studio 63. It is the 20th anniversary of her 20th birthday, or you could say it's her 40th birthday. If you're listening to this before May 17th, tonight is the event. And if you're listening after May 17, 2008, then you probably missed it, man. Where were you? But she is doing like a big old tour, and everywhere she goes, they'll be celebrating her 20th anniversary of her 20th birthday. I'm Harv Roman, originally of 90.5 FM, but then eventually of a whole lot of other places. Currently Sundays from 12 to 1 on AM 1450 in Chicago. That is Club Kids on MAU's radio. Let us continue with more bits with Cynthia. This one we go back to 1995 as she talks about the new single with K7, which was actually a really nice event. Let's talk about the new single. Boy, was I glad to get this in the mail.
Oh, good.
Got it in the mail. Eric sent it over.
Uh-huh.
And I got this in the mail with George Lamont, and I was like, it's about time. Not that it was about time I got it in the mail. It was about time that you guys were going to go out and make big noise.
Yeah, I was so excited. I mean, it was exciting doing the song. I was anxious.
and it's a good song, though.
Thank you.
It's a very good song, and you can tell that there was some serious production work put into it, courtesy of Joey Gardner, and even K7 himself.
Yeah, he did a little cameo vocal appearance at the end of the song.
And the one thing, you remember Anthony's mom, Sonia, right?
Yes.
She looks at the cover, and she says, she's changed! No, you didn't change. This is you.
You know what it is? I look the same. It was just that my old covers, to me, didn't look like me.
Exactly.
Like people would see me in the stream like, you don't look like your album cover, or you don't look like your picture. And I agree with them, but it was me. This cover looks like me, so I'm like totally content with the whole thing. The song, everything. I'm really happy.
And that's exactly what I told Sonia when she freaked out over the cover, because you compare it to the other covers for the first album in particular, and then the singles that came out. And if we knew Cynthia personally, we knew that really wasn't Cynthia.
Wasn't me.
And this is you, and you're loose, and you're exercising.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that Sonia says. She says, "Look at those abs." Was this a conscious effort on your part to just come out and just be Cindy?
Yeah, I mean, to me that's natural. You know, that's me naturally, and I like that. As far as the gym, you could thank Janet Jackson for that. I've been watching her videos, and I'm like, damn, if I could look like that, then I'll be okay. So, you know, going to the gym here and there, and step aerobics, here and there.
Well,
but it's hard, with all the, working in the hospital and doing shows, I try to fit in the gym.
Right. Well, that's the new thing now. It's the abs, and it's all because of Janet. If Janet wasn't looking like that, then people probably wouldn't care.
Everyone is showing their abs now because of Janet, let me tell you.
Exactly. But if it looks good, you flaunt it.
I hear ya.
And if it doesn't look good,
don't flaunt it.
Exactly. You cover up.
And now it's time for this week's Millennium Moment. Tonight we feature another 60 seconds with one of your favorite celebrities exclusively on the Millennium Radio Network.
As we head into the year 2000 right here on the Millennium Radio Network, we're talking to a lot of our stars with fantastic moments in their lives that they want to share with listeners. In this particular case, our Millennium Moment focuses on Cynthia. And, she's got a child now who's going to be 2 years old in November. That's coming up very, very soon. Well, guess who broke the news to the world?
Yay! Yep, I have a little star on the way. Actually, in about 4 more weeks, I'll give birth. I'm really excited.
That is so cool. Now, will you eventually, for maybe not this album, but the follow-up album, kind of do like the artist formerly known and start writing things that you're experiencing as you go through this pregnancy?
I might get a little bit emotional on the next album, yeah, sure.
Well, listen to
but we'll see about that.
Listen to Emancipation, and you hear the little heartbeat of the little baby.
I know. Well, he gets really deep in his stuff, so, and he can do that. I don't know if people, they want to hear that from me yet. I don't think I'm at that kind of level yet, but maybe.
Well, congratulations are in order.
Thank you very much.
When I heard that, I knew I had to say that to you because when we've talked in the past, you've met, some of the kids from the Boys and Girls Club, and you've always talked to the young people at the radio station. And the one thing that I know is your passion is young people.
Yeah, I love kids. I love kids, and I mentioned it to you quite a couple of times that I said if I ever did make it big and I was able to get to that point in my career, that I would definitely be involved in some sort of after-school project or center. I don't know if you watched that TV show Hope Street, 413 Hope Street.
Not yet.
You haven't seen it yet, but it's something similar to that where you just go somewhere into the neighborhood, and I would prefer the neighborhood where I grew up at because I grew up in Spanish Harlem.
That was a High Times Millennium Moment on 1240 AM. If you have a personal Millennium Moment that you would like to share, call us at 773-792-1240 and keep listening to Millennium Radio Network.
I remember back when the first album came out. At that point, I was still with my son's mother. We were talking about getting married, and I said, holding on, this is the song we're going to play. Of course, the wedding never happened, but back then, Holding On was the slow jam that I knew I wanted to happen at that wedding.
I love that. That was my favorite ballad. Let me tell you, when I was, I think I was still 18, because I had just released Change on Me, but I was getting all the material ready for the first album. Writing that song, it was just incredible because it just came to me. It was just like Change on Me. It was so weird. Change on Me, I was just walking to work one day, and I kept this line, why did you say change on me? It just kept bugging me in my head. I started writing, and that's when Change on Me came to me. Change on Me was written in one day. Same thing with Holding On. I'm at home, and I'm watching television, and And the last part of the song, at the end of the song, when it goes, I tried so hard to you, that came to me first before the whole song. And then it just flowed in one day. That's when Holding On happened. And it was a shame that it was never released as a single back then.
Well, I remember that we started programming it just because I considered it a real killer slow jam compared to the other slow jams that were out. I thought that was like one of the better ones, and so we went ahead and programmed it. And even if I never get married, it's still going to be a song that's going to be on that wedding list eventually.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, that was the one thing about the freestyle movement. Before we move on, what I've always liked about the freestyle movement, of course, is meeting and becoming friends with people like you.
Uh-huh.
But the music itself was so innocent, and it was very personable. And you've performed here so many times, and people will come up to you, dance to your music, talk to you at radio interviews, and it's always a personal thing because you're not doing, you know, I'd hate the bad songs, but you're not doing Barbie Girl. You were doing songs that people could actually relate to.
Yeah. I actually wrote about situations, and it may not have been my personal situation, but it could have been a situation where a friend of mine just, called me up and said, "Oh God, Cindy, I can't believe this guy did this to me today," and I just took that and wrote about it.
It's like therapeutic dance music.
Yeah, it was fun. Now it's like, I don't know, I can't even go there, but the music now is so different.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too. I was talking about the state of dance music now. There are some positive things happening.
Uh-huh.
And on the occasion, there are some negative things happening, but it seems as if dance music is now on the upswing once again.
It is, but to a certain degree, I think. I think, like I said, the dance music that's out now and the dance music that radio wants to play, it has to be sort of sophisticated. I mean, besides the Barbie Girl stuff,
right?
But for them to actually take notice of your record, and what I mean, the radio stations, because that's where the major impact of your song goes. That's where your listeners are going to hear them besides the clubs. But for them to actually say, hey, we're going to actually play this record, it has to be somewhat sophisticated, but it can't be too bubblegummy. I don't know.
Well, it can be.
Explain.
Well, it can be if you're from Europe with a cute name.
All right.
Now I know that
like when young people come on the air and speak with us because they show that it takes a little bit of, whatever to make it as a young person. But then again, I always ask for a little bit of words of wisdom to the younger people who are asking, because you're 20 years old, and I guess you could have easily been caught up in New York as well as Chicago with the gangs and the drugs and everything else, and somehow you've managed to stay away from it.
I learned from my parents. I mean, my parents just really taught, basically my mother, because that's who I live with only, and she's always told me you just got to work hard for what you want. Don't let anyone get in your way. And you just have like a set goal and just go after it. And that's exactly what I did. No one got in my way.
Straight from the words of Cynthia. Don't let anybody get in your way. Do you have to walk over people though?
No.
Okay, good. Gotta be nice about it. So I guess there you are.
Work hard.
Work hard and go for it. And she's still in school.
Yeah.
While you're making records. How do you work that around your schedule? It's got to be difficult.
It is, because I also work besides singing. So I go to school 4 times a week. I work 3 times a week. I practice with my dancers 3 times a week, and I sing in the weekends. It gets hectic.
Jeez, you got Janet Jackson standing here in front.
It's hectic, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things. The dancers, where did you find them? You're from the Burro too?
Well, the one that's here now, Carlos, my other dancer found him, Wilson. Because I didn't know him, and I just met him now performing.
Right now?
Today? No, I mean,
this
not
is
today.
Carlos, by the way.
Hey, Carlos.
No, this is pretty cool, though. So everybody kind of works together, and Carlos is now a dancer. So what can we expect tonight at the Odeum?
A hot performance. I mean, you're going to see the hottest show of your life. Myself and my 2 dancers are going to perform, and I just really hope that they enjoy it.
And will it be live or just Memorex stuff?
No.
Well, no, I say that because in Chicago, a lot of the acts use a concert tape, and you stand there, and they're sampling. You can't do live sampling, so that's why I'm asking you. It's going to be live.
Yeah.
She's going to sing live.
Sing, yeah.
And the dancers are going to dance live.
And they're going to dance live.
No, they're going to fake it, man.
Yeah, sample the legs.
Are you going to do like Prince and kind of fall backwards into the audience and see if they catch you?
No, I don't think so.
Don't do. They catch you. I do it all the time.
Right. Let's see what happens if we don't catch her.
Tonight I'm going to host a party, and I'm going to fall back, and they're going to catch me.
That doesn't mean
I wish I could do that, right? If I do that in New York, I think they'll yank me in the audience with them.
Is that the case in New York? People think like you're
I did that one time at a club. I stuck out my hand, and I just went to grab the guy because he was sticking around. He pulled me. He would not let my hand go, and I had to yank it. Like get off.
All right. So now in Chicago, when an artist comes out with music, it's no big deal. They have to go somewhere else to make it big. You're telling me now in New York, really? Like, we have some artists here, and they're aggravated because Chicago doesn't support them, which is weird. But they can go to London and get supported. They can go to New York and get supported. They can go to Florida.
New York people, they really support.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to ask, because you're mentioning people grabbing you in Chicago. They'll just go let the guy fall on his face or something.
Oh, no.
It's just the way it is. So I ask you, in New York, then you're well received by everybody over there.
Yeah.
And
it's very good crowds over there,
And you mentioned people like Sapphire and TKA. Everybody just kind of bands together and hangs out. See, in Chicago, that doesn't happen.
No.
There are a bunch of backstabbers in Chicago. Everybody climbs over everybody else to get to the top. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you said one of those words, Harv.
What?
Well, we'll see tonight.
I said backstabber.
I'm looking forward to tonight.
Tell them they feel
well, good. I think Chicago is looking forward to you also.
feel proud when you're in New York.
Yeah, they really do feel proud, to see someone up there performing, and they're from the same place. They just,
Have you been out elsewhere besides New York and Chicago
Miami.
performing? They like you. Well, they're gonna like you over there. Anything that's sort of Latin is gonna go crazy.
Let's see. Where else have I been?
She's going to Milwaukee. And Texas.
Texas soon also.
That's good. Texas is unsung. I understand there's a lot of young people in
I
Texas.
like the way you said it.
In the old West, they used to do that. I know what I'm talking about. But it's unsung in that you don't normally hear Texas in the same breath as the other big cities in terms of music and stuff.
It's happening. Hopefully.
Boston, right? You did Boston. Didn't you go?
No, they're trying to book something now.
Oh, cool. You'll be in Texas.
And California.
California.
Cool. Well, you guys are in a rush. I know it's about 5:15.
I wanted to give you an itinerary on Cynthia because she's going to be opening up some new major markets.
is that happening? Yeah, live webcasting, red hot. That is off of Sapphire's album on Globestar. That's horrible. Not the song, but you hear that it's skipping? CDs are not meant to skip. It's 2008. Cynthia's turning 40 years old, and she's celebrating a Studio 63 with Johnny O, myself, DJ Strike It Up, and a cast of a couple of thousand. And we're trying to play the song that she did with Sapphire, who was the one that got her involved in the business in the first place, and it's skipping as if it was a record when it's actually a CD. That's terrible. Bringing Back the Groove was the name of the CD, and it was a collection of Sapphire's greatest hits, some redone and some kind of like the original versions. But what I liked about Can You Stand the Rain was that Cynthia and Sapphire got together so many years after they initially went to Mickey Garcia at Micmac and introduced him to Cynthia, and she became a star, of course. Well, I guess I can't play that song because of the skippiness. It's terrible. Anyway, my name is Harv Roman. You're at www.wakeupdancing.com, formerly of WCYC Radio, currently of Chicago's WCEV 1450 AM, and of course, always right here on wakeupdancing.com, where you can find a whole lot of stuff. Just look around and search. There's freestyle everywhere, interviews everywhere. What we've done for the last hour or so is play for you bits of Cynthia as she appeared on the variety of radio stations that I've been at. Her first appearance at WCYC was in 1988. Now, we're going to play a bit that takes you to 2003 as she called in to Club Kids on ML's radio, and she talked about motherhood. There was a bit a little bit earlier from 1997-98 where we were introduced to a little star who was on the way, was still in the belly. Now, she's being a mom again. There she is.
You know, the last time we spoke, you had a little star on the way. And this was maybe 4 years ago. But now another little star has said hello to the world.
Yeah, I just had a baby 2 months ago.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm not getting any sleep. He's keeping me extremely up at night and active.
Cynthia's a mom now.
Yeah, I love it.
But it was something that years ago, it's something that you said you wanted to do.
Yes.
It's just that you were so busy at the time with work and music and stuff that, you know, you couldn't really be a mom like you wanted to be, and now all of a sudden you're a mom twice.
Yeah, mommy full time.
So how old is the first little star now?
My little boy, Matthew, is going to be 6 in November.
Wow.
And
so he's in school already?
Oh, yeah, he started first grade. So he's loving it, and he's excited that he's the big brother now. And my new addition, Carlos Justin, is 2 months old. Actually, he'll be 3 months on the 24th.
Wow.
So it's pretty neat.
And pretty soon you'll have 3 of them all at the same time, and they'll all be in the studio, and they'll all want to do radio interviews.
I don't know about 3 now.
Yeah.
I think 2 is... I have 2 boys. I think that's enough for me.
You can do like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Then I really won't be able to go into the studio and record no more music. I'm going to be feeding the babies and changing Pampers all day long.
How do you handle all of that now? Because you're still performing, you're still touring, you're still visiting places such as Chicago, yes. But you're mom at the same time.
Yes, and I work a regular job.
The regular job.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I've always been very active at a young age. I've always been very independent, doing things and keeping busy. And, you know, until this day, I still am. I work my regular job, you know, at 9 to 5, and then I come home and take care of my children, do homework with my son, and then on the weekends I go out and I do my shows. I just limit it to the weekends only now.
Did you ever do that therapy that they talk about where you put headphones on the belly while you're pregnant so then the kids could be like jamming and stuff? But it was like your music?
No, I never tried that, but I used to just sing out and sing to my baby.
And then they grow up with the love of music, right?
Oh, yeah. My son, forget it. Oh, I took him to a show once and put him on stage, and he took over.
I used to do that with Anthony, who you might remember as a little itty-bitty guy.
Yeah.
And I just felt really bad afterwards because it was really loud, it was really crowded, and I was like, why did I bring my son to this thing? I thought it would be cool, but he was too young at the time. It's loud and insane.
I know.
But no, when you're a performer, you don't have to deal with the crowds. You're backstage, you got your private little place.
Yeah, I do, but I never hang out there. I hate hanging out backstage.
You hang right with the audience?
I hang out in the crowd.
Well,
Because
that's
then I don't know, I just feel so isolated. I don't like to feel that way. And it's just, you know, there's no one to conversate with down there. You know, it's just boring.
Well,
So
it
I
has-
like to go out and hang out in the crowd.
It has been a little while since we last had you on the air for the Friday morning thing that I used to do. What have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Besides
The,
playing
the, the last
Philippines?
the last CD was the Robin CD that I want to say was in '99.
Yes, you're correct.
So here it is, 2003, and I know that you're still out there performing,
Yes.
but this hasn't been it, has it?
Oh, no. You know, I tend to take some time off and then come out with a song. I didn't release a new album. The 99 album on Robin's was the last one, but I did release a single with Sapphire, Can You Stand the Rain?
Oh, and that was a killer cut.
Thank you.
That was such a, you guys got to hear this music. See, they don't know.
They're young. That's why we have people like you introducing it to them.
And that's what I'm trying to do, and usually I only do it once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we had Angel on the air,
Okay.
and we introduced her to one of the teenagers from the club. He was the only one that happened to show up after a bunch of them said they were. And I've got 3 more, and I'm like, you got to get into this music. Yesterday, George Lamond was in town. So he called and he said, hey, do you want me to go to the club and hang out with kids? I guess he didn't have a whole lot to do in between the airplane and the thing at Excalibur.
Right.
And I played his Spanish videos. Then I had to play the DVD with his English stuff. And they're like, oh, that's the guy on TV. And then they're recognizing.
Yeah. Well,
But-
once you have that television exposure.
Well, if it's not for you young guys, there's a 13, a 14, and a 12-year-old here. If you guys don't listen to this stuff and then start liking it and supporting it, then what happens? You end up with the people who followed you in the middle 80s, but not so much 2003. At its peak, when let's say Dream Boy hit the Billboard charts, it never became difficult in terms of the whole star thing that happens these days.
Difficult in terms of people coming up to you?
Yeah, people following you around and.
You know what? It's funny because people would recognize me, but they were too afraid to come up to me. You know, you can tell when someone's looking at you and they start whispering. They're like, "Oh my God, is that Cynthia?" You know, and I find that amazing. It's like, just come up to me, ask me. Yeah, I'll answer your question. If you want an autograph, I'll give you an autograph.
Remember one of the last times I saw you face to face, it was me and my son just hanging out on Michigan Avenue. We were in the store next to the store that you were in, and we both happened to come out at the same time. She was just chilling, just hanging, just shopping.
Just hanging out.
Spending her millions.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you ask one more question before I pop in a song that you might recognize, because you know B96 still plays your stuff every now and then.
Yes, I know.
So it would be nice if they did it a lot more, but at least they still do. But now you're in the category, Cindy, where they sit there and say, "Here's a flashback," and then
I know.
That's scary.
That's
It makes me feel old. It's a good thing that you started in the business when you were 11.
They should categorize it differently, but who am I to say anything?
Do you remember way back then in the 80s?
Yeah.
Act like the 80s were so long ago.
I remember it as if it was yesterday.
Go ahead, Iris.
What do you feel like when you sing?
What do I feel like when I sing?
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's because it's something that I enjoy doing. It's as if, like I mentioned, it's like a hobby to me. It's like if you enjoy roller skating or if you enjoy Harv enjoyed spending time with you guys at the Boys and Girls Club and being on the radio and supporting Freestyle. It's just something that I truly believe in, and I'm happy, and I enjoy it 100%.
Well, it's like you, Iris. You like swimming. So it's like one day if you became famous for swimming and somebody said, how does it feel like? And you're going to say, well, I like to swim.
Yeah, I love
Feels
swimming.
good. That's what Iris does. She's a fish.
That's exactly what they used to call me at junior high school, fish.
And you still
lived in the water.
And you still have a craving for dolphins.
I love dolphins.
I love dolphins, too.
Right. We're going to play a song.
Oh, I hear it.
Then we're going to come back. And we're going to wrap up the interview. Hopefully they'll wake up a little bit. Maybe I'll pour coffee on top of them. As we have Cynthia on the Celebrity Hotline. Cynthia, hang on, okay?
You got it.
Wow. That is lots of Cynthia music as you sit at the computer, tapping your feet to the beat that's oh so sweet and kind of neat. Wow. Listen to everything that we did. I don't have that much time to go through the list. Love Me Tonight. Can You Stand the Rain? Like a Star. If I Had the Chance. Dream Boy, Dream Girl. How I Love Him. Break Up to Make Up. Thief of Heart. Endless Nights. Change on Me. There is so much more that we could have done, but time doesn't permit us to play as many bits as we wanted to, as we took bits and pieces of interviews from between 1988 and 2003, and then of course we played a bunch of her hits from back then to now. Wow. My thanks to you, the listener, for putting up with me. Check out the MySpace, myspace.com/HarvRoman/WCYC World. Check out Cynthia's MySpace. There's links there. Go to wakeupdancing.com every now and then, and we will have new stuff for you. In the meanwhile, Cynthia's turning 40. It is the 20th anniversary of her 20th birthday, and we have decided to tribute her, the Lady Princess of Freestyle. I'm Harv Roman. Thank you, Cindy, for more than 20 years of music, interviews, and friendship. And until the next time, shoot me a note, leave me a comment. Here's some more music.